am Lindsay McGuire with Hawthorne and Lily Interiors, and this is the den at the Niwot project. I have been pushing for so long for a client to let me go super dark in a room, and it was a hard sell for her, but I eventually won her over, and I'm so glad that I did, because we ended up painting this really dark. This entire house is flooded with light, so I wanted the den to be an opportunity to be kind of cave-like and really draw your eye when you first walk in the house, which was sort of my reasoning for the darkness, also because I had a personal investment in wanting to paint a room dark. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the details in the room. So we were just talking about the fireplace a little bit. Another element I've really been wanting to bring into my designs is the use of plaster. So we ended up getting rid of that 90s big bulk fireplace surround and having someone come in and plaster the surround. We ended up keeping the 1990s brass fireplace because, one, it's kind of expensive to change out, and two, I think in 10 years it's going to be all the rage, and that's what I told her. And I thought that by mixing metals we could actually bring it up to date and make it look relevant. And I think by putting the plaster around the fireplace and adding a big chunky beam, we actually achieved that. So I'm super pumped about that little element. The other thing we were trying to fit in here was seating. We wanted the seating to be really comfortable. If you notice in the living room, all of the chairs in there are really low and modern, and that looks really cool and great. But sometimes you just need a high back chair, especially if you're lounging back and wanting to read. And so we went all over the world trying to find the right chair. The original thought was we were going to buy some old chairs and reupholster them with mud cloth. Turns out mud cloth is not the ideal fabric to necessarily upholster with. So we ended up going with a sexy black velvet, and as soon as we made that choice, the room organically took a turn to this sort of masculine, I joked with my client calling it a little bit Mick Jagger, because we ended up bringing in this really fuzzy fur rug and these leather elements, and that just took us on the journey to get us where we are, and I actually really love how that element changed the direction of the room. We didn't want to go too old school traditional in here. We really wanted to bring in metal and leather, and these chairs did the trick. The other thing that was really important in this room was the gallery wall. We knew that that was going to be a focal point for your eye when you first walked in the house, and I wanted the gallery wall to feel like it was something really collected. So I scoured flea markets and pulled some of the things that the client already had, and so we used all of those different elements. I even painted a little thing to make this home feel not like a catalog and more like something that had been really collected and feel really curated. And so I'm really pleased with some of the frames we found. We chose images that were sort of dark and moody and frames that had significant amount of age on them, and that really helped balance the new modern clean lines of the room. And the other element that really ended up tying this whole space together was the use of fresh greenery and wood elements. Once we brought in all of the plants, it kind of took on this woodland feeling, and that's something that I try to infuse in all my designs, is to bring the natural world in a little bit. And once we did that, it cemented everything we wanted for the vibe of the room. So when I first meet with clients, one of the first things we do is I hand them a piece of paper that has about 100 adjectives on it that describe the myriad of ways a room can feel. And I have them sit down and rate 1 to 3 what they want their house to feel like. So for this particular couple, I had the husband and wife sit down and fill out that questionnaire. And after they were done, I took their number ones, bled them into one, piece of paper, and that's what ended up guiding the whole design. So for them, they wanted cozy, soothing, effortless, flowing, quality, clean, professorial, interesting, modern, masculine, peaceful, comfortable, time-worn, sophisticated, and structured. And so the husband brought in this sort of professorial, structured, masculine part, and so this den is really where I feel like we pushed for that, and I think we succeeded. So check out the rest of the house.